Alright, let's break down what's really going on with Beyoncé and Jay Z, because this drama is turning out way messier than anyone saw coming. We're talking rumors, leaked footage, and even federal prosecutors dropping names. And if you listen to what's circulating, B and J aren't just bystanders, they might be the next big targets. Now let's rewind for a second. Things really started to heat up once Diddy's case gained serious traction. Explosive witness statements, leaked audio, and court documents started making waves across the industry. But here's the real kicker, it's not just Diddy people are side-eyeing. Prosecutors are reportedly eyeing several of his closest allies, big names. And sitting right at the top of that list, Beyoncé and Jay Z.
Jay Z is setting Diddy up. He ain't doing shit different.
And no, this isn't just wild speculation. Sources are claiming that Beyoncé has already backed out of some upcoming shows, and not because of scheduling. Word is she and Jay are thinking of leaving the country, and it's not some luxury getaway. This sounds more like a calculated exit plan. Whispers say they're looking to pull a Russell Simmons move and disappear to a country with no extradition laws, just in case things get real. Now, for the longest time, people believed Jay was the one knee-deep in Diddy's party scene, while Beyoncé was simply caught in the crossfire. But now the narrative's shifting. Allegedly, she wasn't just tagging along, she knew what was up. People are saying she was fully aware of the wild lifestyle and was part of the inner circle. And now that things are closing in, both of them might be trying to dip before it's too late. Here's where things get even more tangled. Jay and Diddy, they were tight, like real inner circle type tight. Jay was one of only 2 people allowed to call Diddy by his real name, Sean. The other person, Diddy's own mom. That's not casual, that's family level trust. Their connection was out in the open too. Diddy was a regular at Jay and Beyoncé's Roc Nation Brunch every year. He was all over their platform. Then Cassie's lawsuit dropped. And just like that, Diddy got the cold shoulder. They cut him off publicly, but the damage was already done. People had already started connecting the dots. One story in particular got folks talking. It came from rapper Diddy. He said back in 2020, he got invited to a super exclusive party at Diddy's LA mansion. And guess who else was there? Jay Z and Beyoncé in a room with just a handful of people deep. Described the vibe, and it wasn't your usual industry mixer. It had that same freak-off energy folks associate with Diddy's infamous parties. That's when online detectives started putting the pieces together. But wait, it gets darker. Jay Z himself has some history that people are finally bringing back into the conversation. There's always been chatter about his rumored relationship with Foxy Brown back when she was just 15.
Jay Z worked so fucking hard to change the narrative of that.
That rumor never fully disappeared. But here's the twist: when Jay's former business partner, Dame Dash, was asked about it, he didn't deny it. In fact, Dame got so uncomfortable during that interview, he basically told the host to ask Jay directly. He wasn't about to confirm anything on camera. And then there's the R. Kelly connection. Jay didn't just work with R. Kelly, he made a whole album with him. And they even went on tour together.
He's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
And when Dame was asked why he distanced himself from Jay, he didn't sugarcoat it. He said it was because Jay refused to distance himself from R. Kelly. That's a major statement. So when people say Jay might just be another Diddy in disguise, it's not coming out of nowhere. And adding Beyoncé into that equation makes it all the more shocking. Now here's the part that's got everyone rethinking everything. Jay Z and Beyoncé have always presented this perfect image: red carpets, matching outfits, power couple vibes. But behind the scenes, it might not be love at all. It might be business calculated, strategic, high stakes business. And now that their names are being whispered in legal circles, people are digging deeper. What they're finding is unsettling. Jay's always had a pattern: older, powerful experiencer and constantly chasing young, up-and-coming women just breaking into the industry. After the Foxy Brown rumors faded quietly with alleged hush money, the focus shifted to Aaliyah. After the scandal with R. Kelly and her secret marriage, Jay reportedly started pursuing her. He'd send her flowers, invite her to exclusive events, pulling all the classic mogul moves. But Aaliyah, she wasn't buying it. She was more into Dame Dash Jay's business partner, people close. To the situation said, it started to feel like a weird competition between Jay and R. Kelly, like it was more about ego than anything else.
Now, I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah.
Now, I want you to think about 106 Park with Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Carter. Yeah, Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah. And when Aaliyah tragically died in that plane crash, rumors started swirling that it wasn't just an accident. Some even suggested she was sedated without her consent and forced onto the plane against her will. Whether conspiracy or truth, it left everyone wondering who really had a role in what happened. After that chapter closed, Jay shifted his attention to Beyoncé. She was young, incredibly talented, and still finding her footing in the industry. Multiple sources say she had very little of a personal life growing up, her family especially. Her mother was heavily involved in managing her career, making decisions every step of the way. Beyoncé reportedly had just one boyfriend in high school, with hardly any dating experience. So when Jay appeared charming, established, and powerful, it was game over. Jay once mentioned in an interview that he met Beyoncé when she was only 16 but waited until she turned 18 to officially pursue her. Yet those close to her say that by the time she was legal, he already had her completely under control. It wasn't a balanced relationship. It was strategic. She admired him. He was the gatekeeper. And once he got in, he took control of everything. Her music, image, schedule, even her personal freedom. That brings us to Uncle Ron, Beyoncé's former bodyguard, who recently went viral revealing some serious claims. He bluntly said Jay got Beyoncé hooked on various substances to keep her compliant and dependent, making sure she didn't question much. It's a chilling echo of what Cassie said about Diddy, how he kept her trapped in a toxic world through addiction and manipulation. According to sources close to Beyoncé, she's been desperate to break free. She's tired of constant control from Jay, her team, even her own mother. She supposedly feels like she's never lived her own life, molded from the start into a brand. And now, with everything falling apart, she's reaching her breaking point. Some say she's quietly planning to vanish, cutting ties and disappearing for good. She's spoken about depression, feeling stuck and hopeless. One source even claims she's had serious thoughts about ending it, not because she wants to, but because she sees no way out. And with the pressure from this investigation heating up, she might be running out of time to make that move. The fame, internet is watching Jay Z and Beyoncé's every step, and things aren't looking good. Fans who once defended them are now asking tough questions. How deep was their involvement with Diddy? Why do so many disturbing patterns appear when you trace their past? And why have they gone suddenly silent? People started piecing things together quickly. The Roc Nation Brunch, once the biggest celebrity networking event of the year, disappeared without explanation after Diddy's scandal broke. Jay and Bey used to post about it regularly. Celebrities begged for invites, but now it's radio silence. Their team hasn't said a word, and that silence alone has people convinced they're trying to vanish fast. Then there's the money angle. Rumors say Beyoncé has quietly started stacking cash for an exit, pulling out of deals, renegotiating contracts, even canceling planned tours, not because of low sales, but to gather every penny before cutting loose. There were whispers of a planned divorce, one she'd announced after securing her financial independence and slipping away from Jay entirely. But then prosecutors allegedly caught wind of both of them. Suddenly, that divorce plan turned into a joint escape plan. Those close to them say they're eyeing countries without extradition treaties, places the US can't drag them back from. If charges come, think luxury homes overseas, off-the-grid hideouts, new identities. They know what happened to Diddy Raid's lawsuits, media frenzy. They want to avoid the same fate. It's wild how fast public perception flipped. For years, Jay Z was the savvy businessman, the reformed hustler turned billionaire mogul. Beyoncé was the flawless music goddess, a symbol of power and grace. But now, cracks are showing control manipulation. Obsession with image is all coming to light, and people aren't turning a blind eye anymore. When Cassie's lawsuit went public, there was shock. But as more details surfaced, tapes leaked, and stories aligned, people began wondering how many others were involved. How many stars knew what was happening behind closed doors and stayed silent because it benefited them? Jay and Beyonce's names were already gossip fodder, but now they're whispered about in legal circles too. That's a whole new level of trouble. An online movement is growing, demanding accountability, not just socially but legally. Some want their passports flagged, others call for immediate investigations. And the scariest part, this time it's not just haters. Fans who once adored Beyonce are saying things like she never looked free. She's been trying to escape for years. We missed the signs. As for Jay, his past is catching up, old interviews, legal files, former collaborators, everything's resurfacing. With Dame Dash refusing to stay silent or take the fall, more dirt could drop anytime. This isn't gossip anymore. It's a collapsing empire built on talent, power, and silence. But silence won't protect you forever. And with the heat rising, no wonder they're trying to disappear. The question is, will they make it, or will the truth catch up first?